Hello, my name is Warren Friday, and thank you for joining me for this review of OPNN's conversational system for building data analytics. I'm just going to go ahead and log in here real quick. And once I go ahead and log in, it brings me to the primary conversational screen. Over here to the left, it's showing me a list of the data sources that I currently have access to. And in my particular case, I have access to some UFO data, so some sunspot and electrical power company. If I expand these, I also have information regarding the fields that are associated in that data set. I also have some healthcare information here that I can review. But in this particular case, I'm going to go ahead and do some analysis of UFO sightings. As you can see, the system's identified me as the current user. I'm going to go ahead and just tell it what I'd like to do. And the system has gone ahead and identified, based on my request for UFO sightings, it's identified the UFO data, the MUFON UFO sighting set, as the set that it thinks I would like to use, and it's asking me to just go ahead and confirm that. So I'm going to go ahead and just say yes. Once I've confirmed that, it actually brings up some information regarding that particular data set over to the right. You'll see the map of the United States with some weighted factors in regards to sightings all the way across the U.S. Some sightings information based on the years. Down below here is some data related to the different shapes that the UFO sightings occur in, so cylinders and triangles and lights in the sky and things of that nature. It understands the context of the information that happens to exist in all the data sets that we expose, and so as a result, it's now asking me some directed questions in regards to the particular data set. So in this particular case, it understands that there's location information in this data set, which is the reason why we end up having the map at the top. So it's asking me if I'd like to limit the information that we're going to be reviewing based on that geographic information. I'm just going to go ahead and say yes here. And it's asking me what states, because it understands that this data set is primarily in the US. And so I'm just going to go ahead and say Southwest US. As you can see here, it's asking me to confirm the state information. It's decided that based on the Southwest designation, it's selecting, Utah, Texas, Oklahoma, the states that reside in the Southwest region. I'm going to go ahead and say yes, that was the correct set. And so now actually you can see that it's translated that state information into state codes because it understands the nature of the data that exists at the table, and it's actually also zoomed the map into that particular region. It's a little tough to tell, but you can see that there's California, and Arizona was one of the primary ones that it zoomed in on. It also knows that there's date information, and so it's asking me to go ahead and filter the information based on a provided date period. So I'm going to go ahead and just say January 1, 1980 to December 31st, 1990. And it's gone ahead and interpreted that date, and it's now asking me to confirm it. So as you can see, it's also provided a filter up here for the date range as well, since I've confirmed it. And it's asking me now to whether I would like to use a scatter plot. It remembers the the way that the data is utilized from one time to the next, as well as some specific information about the nature of that data and the best way to visualize it. And so as a result, it's asking me if I want to use a scatter plot again, since I did it previously. So I'm just going to go ahead and say yes here. And I currently use Orange as my data analytics tool, and Orange is based in Python, and so as a result it's using a Python projects folder to generate that associated output. So it's asking me if that's where I would want to put that data again, so I'm just going to go ahead and say yes there. And it's now asking me to name it, so I'm just going to call it UFO counts. Since that's the data we're looking at, I'm going to go ahead and confirm that. And so as you can see, it's added a new project up here for UFO counts. And it's gone ahead and run the analysis and generated the analytics. So I can just go ahead and download that with the link, the download active analytic link. This link actually allows you to download the analytic at any intermediate state. And so as a result, I could actually have downloaded it at a previous state and been able to take a look at the data that was being produced or the filtering that was available and actually be able to do some additional analysis. But I'm just going to go ahead and click the download link. Okay, my download is done. So I'm going to go over here to the downloads folder, and here's my UFO counts. I'm going to go ahead and extract that. Now, the Orange analytic has some nuances to the way that it handles scatter plots. And so as a result, the native data source doesn't have the capabilities to be able to produce the data in the format necessary for the scatter plot. The OPNN system knows that, and so as a result, it generated a dataset file for us so that it would feed into that scatter plot, which is the reason why we ended up with a zip file with 2 files in it. This UFO counts.tab file is actually the file that provides the data to the Orange analytical tool. If we go ahead and just edit it in the notepad here, you'll notice that it's got this special titling up here at the top for the data, and you can see it coming down from 1980 all the way down to 1990 with all of the counts and months present. So I'm going to go ahead and close that and just run the actual Orange analytic file that OPNN produced for me. And inside of here, Orange uses this kind of datagram glyph process for processing data. So you can see the file datagram here and the UFO counts.tab file already present with the data instances already evaluated. And then if we pop open the scatter plot, you'll see those years with months along the bottom, and then the counts up the side, and the associated data points. And so as you can see, we're seeing some of those data points right here. One of the advantages to the way that OPNN handles the scatter plot and the particular analytic is the fact that it actually produces it in your native analytic tool, which gives you a lot of flexibility. It provides you the capability to be able to use this same information and look at it in a lot of different ways in your analytic tool, if you understand, how to use the particular analytic tool. It also provides the capabilities to go back to the conversational system and ask for additional things, and then reproduce that analytic in a couple of different arrangements. So it gives you quite a bit of flexibility for any level of user and with many analytic tools. Thanks very much for your review of the OPNN data analytics system.